Hey everybody, how's it going? Ron Watson, Pawsitive Vybe, host of DiscDog Weekly. What's up, Epi? Did you know it's showtime? It's showtime. That's what's happening, right? That's what's happening. So, I hope you guys are all doing okay. It is, I don't know, episode 4 or something like that here. And just kind of hanging out. Missed my class today. Apparently, it's not Friday. I set an alarm and I set it for completely the wrong time. That was pretty awesome. So hopefully some of you guys are here. Yeah, I don't have a whole bunch planned. Hey, Epi, don't do that. Don't do that, Epi. Let me push a button. I don't have a whole bunch planned. I have a couple of training pieces with me and Epi, and then I'm hoping that chat is going to come alive. And once chat comes alive, we will interact and riff back and forth and do some cool stuff. So, all right, who's here? Anyone? Anyone? I'll turn on the busted cam. Oops, wait. Why is the... Oh, hang on. Boom, get rid of that. Go here, boom. There we go, busted cam. There we go. Sagepaw, what's up? How are you doing? Hope everything's going well. Glad you made this one. All right. So, okay, so we did some interesting stuff at our bike club jam session earlier this week, yesterday, and we'll talk about that. But I have a couple of pieces from our training session last week. So I'm going to share those. First one is a new little like kind of leaping and set point drill I put together with Epi. We'll watch that, and then I'll come back. We'll talk about it. Yes, top. Karam. Good cat. What? Okay, so I want to, we picked up this move that, yes, Epi, don't shit in the field. Epi. I have that as a sound on my soundboard now. Epi, don't shit on the field. So I'm going to go around, get out. I'm going to actually throw an upside down staker. I think I can set 3 strides from right where I'm at. So, and I'm calling this set point drill. Yes, good man. And what we've got is essentially 3, hopefully 3 or 4 strides from the handler to the leap. Good man. Using a flank setting throw. Yes, good man. Awesome. Come on, handsome. So, but on each of these, he's throttling down and collecting. Oh, look at him. Good man. Ouse. Around, get out. That was a little test to see what rubbed off on Epi there. Ouse. Around, get out. But we have 1 stride, 2 stride. No, it was probably 4. Come on, Epi. Don't get creative. Don't do that. I think this one is real solid. I think it's about 3 strides. Huh. Yeah, good man. Maybe it's the next one. I think we get a... Yes. Oh, good try. Good try. Yeah, I kind of like that. That upside down. I think it's in this this next section. Each time, like, I know he's not a huge leaper, but he's not a big dog, right? But he puts a nice, pretty leap on everything, and that's a good. I think that's solid. Ouse. Round, get out. It's this one. Yes, there. Good man. 1, 2, 3, leap. Ouse. Right? This was the first time I tried it. Yes, good man. Here's the test. Ouse. And the test is a nice sticky floater that he always over pursues. And he did pretty well on it. Yes, good man. So did you check that out? And I had just talked about making the play with these guys, about getting the dog outside, out laterally, and then delivering a leaping catch. Yes, good man. Ouse, catch. Yes, oh, that was pretty, Epi. That was pretty. Way to pick up those dog points, Epi. Yeah, he gets lots of dog points for that. So that little move, I'm calling that I don't know, I called it a staker set point drill or a staker collection drill. I kind of like it. I'm doing it in both directions now. I haven't done it with King. I just did it with Epi. I'll shoot some video of it with King and we'll get it on one of the shows. But I am kind of excited about it because it allows me to get 1 stride, 2 stride, 3 stride leap while the dog is leaving me on a flanking toss, which I think is pretty awesome. Cool. So, ooh, there's an empty Skype bubble here. We could have somebody Skype in. Somebody could Skype in. Where is that? Favorite comments? It isn't there anymore. Oh, I know where it is. Hang on. Boom, showstopper. I'll take this and I'll put this up here somewhere. And now, boom, it's right there still. So yeah, you can Skype into the show. Canine Disc is my Skype username. I'm turned on. I'm ready to handle. Let me see here. Can I get? Uh-oh. All right. Looks like Sagepaw's going to call in. So, Sagepaw, I have you here. You can just call in. We can put you on. That would be awesome. Ooh, I should open up Restream. See what's going on in chat, if anything has been going on. Anyone who's on Facebook watching, if you go here and do the friend or likey thing or whatever that is, you can have your names. I gotta turn that poll off. You can have your names and avatars show up properly on the stream. That would be awesome. You should do that. So Amy, you push the video button at the top. I don't know. Are you? You're on a computer, right? So at the top of our chat, there should be a video button. A little video camera up top. Oh, you know what? I'll call you here. Oh, nope, she's calling. Awesome. What's up, Amy? How are you?
Hey, what's up?
And not much. I see you. Yeah, right? That's pretty cool. Hang on, let me bring you in here. Boom. Cool, right?
Hello.
How's it going?
That's good. Just chilling.
Awesome. And where are you at? You're up in Canada, right?
No, Arkansas.
Arkansas. Oh, you're in Arkansas. Oh, geez Louise. That's awesome. Where at in Arkansas?
It's Malvern.
What's that?
Malvern.
Okay. I don't know where that is. What
It's not a very good place, but you know, I live here.
Whatever, man. Arkansas is pretty cool. I did some traveling through there, and I kind of liked it. I liked it.
My grandma made me the shirt.
Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. So what's going on? You've been watching the live stream.
Yeah.
How are things? Are you playing with your dogs right now?
Yeah, I have today. They're doing pretty good, you know, like just a lot of stuff. I'm really
Cool.
surprised.
Cool. That's awesome. That's awesome. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and watch. Let's watch King Air. I got this. I got this video of King. I did some work with him, and we can watch it and then talk about it. Sound good?
Yeah.
All right. And now, how do I bring you into? Hang on. Let's do this. Let's actually do this properly here. We will add you, and then, boom, resume the video. And we should both be down here. So, this is King, and
Yes. House.
King is a McNabb, and he's a stunning athlete.
Yes, good man.
He's got
House.
a really bad
Yes,
mauling
I like
problem
it,
now,
Yes,
we've gotten
good man. House.
kind of
Yes,
solved,
I
but
like
not
it,
really.
There you go. Come on, King. You can
And
do
this
it.
is
Yes.
like a
Yes,
whole
good job,
session.
You got it. Yeah, there we go. House.
So we got
Yes,
a little
good
warm
job,
up here.
Yeah, good work. Good work, handsome. Yes, wait.
We have some flips.
Yes, house. Yes. Yes, house. Yes. Wait. Whoa.
And my goal here was
Yes.
to, I
Yes,
was
good man.
trying to get some
House.
good video footage of like jamming,
Yes, good man. Great work,
right,
King.
from the head cam.
Great work. Come here, handsome.
And it
House.
worked out to be a pretty
Yes.
nice training session.
House. Yes, wait. No, we'll do it over here. Hey. Come on, Dick. Come here. King.
So that response right there, I think, to the to him like fucking with me, picking up that disc, I think that's a pretty solid response. Like I just left and readjusted, and then
House.
we pick up again with him
House. Yes, wait.
doing the good thing, and then we get back to work. And I
Good
kind of like
man,
that rather
that's
than
it,
a
buddy. Yeah, way to
big
do that.
nasty
House.
correction or
Yes,
messing
right
with
here,
the
come on.
dog there.
House, wait.
And that vault was a pretty terrible landing,
Yes,
but it was the
good
first
man.
time he really
Where'd that
pushed
come
off
from,
on me,
handsome? House. Yes.
right?
Wait. Top.
So we got some really nice work with these
That wasn't it. Are you ready? Come on.
with these vaults, which was kind of cool.
Good man.
He's been a gamer on them, but he hasn't really. He never did it like that.
Good man. House catch.
We move into a
Yes,
couple of
good man.
overs,
House over. Good. House catch.
which aren't particularly
Yes,
challenging,
good.
kind of
House
on
over.
purpose.
Good man.
I,
House
um,
catch.
Ran him into me and my jump stanchion. He ran into me in the jump on some overwork a while ago, and he's been a little gun shy, so that's the first time we pulled it out. But that was pretty cool, right? Yeah. Little king-a-ling action,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So what's your dog's name, Amy?
I have 3. One is
Yeah?
Daisy, Lola, and Phoenix.
Daisy, Lola, and Phoenix, are they all border collies?
One of them's a Chihuahua, but she
Oh,
doesn't
yeah?
play Frisbee. She did put her mouth on one before, but she's not really into it. She likes the
Okay.
treats.
Cool. And and you have a border collie, and then is it 2 border collies and the Chihuahua?
Yeah, they're mixes.
Cool. Cool. Awesome,
Cookie.
awesome. Awesome, awesome. Well, I'm down to, I have 5 dogs now. Apryl has the traveling menagerie of dogs. But I have Pan. Pan, can you get up? Do you think you can do it? I think you've seen Pan though. She might be a Chihuahua mix. She's not getting up. She's not going to do it. All right, so let's see, what else do we got? I don't have much planned for tonight. I just knew that I needed to do something. Right, and I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is go to my screen share, choose my Safari, and we'll pick something to cover, actually. Let's see. Ooh, sorry. Why is that not? All right. So we'll pick one of these, cover it. Unless anyone has, do you have anything you want to talk about, Sage Paw? Like any topics?
I'd like to learn some more fidgets.
Fidgets? Cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. You got discs ready? Let's see here. 4-way play for purpose-driven movement. We could cover that. We'll cover that. That's a good episode of Pawsitive Vybe. Let's see. That's kind of interesting, but maybe a little too inside baseball. All right, so let me see here. Where is it? There we go. Leader. So, 4-way play. Do you know 4-way play, the UpDog game, Amy?
Yeah, I've heard about it.
Okay. So within that game, the rules allow you to do lots of things. You can play a bunch of different ways. You can throw frisbees kind of a long way. You can make tiny little tosses, run corner to corner. You can do a bunch of different methods to clear your quads and score your points and whatnot, right? Within those methods, you have a bunch of techniques that that could be employed that would help you with your frisbee, right?
Yeah.
So we were doing our bike club, and I was unable to get the field for the whole time, so we didn't do bike club this session, and we have we've been doing kind of foundational work. So what I decided to do was to make our Monday sessions like training sessions within the bike club game for that week, right? So this week we played Greedy, and we used the flatwork compass to score within the game of Greedy, the flatwork compass pattern. And it was really, really interesting. It totally changed how it made the flatwork compass like a really hard skill. And we had to move, because we're throwing out this way, right? 1 and 2, and then 2 behind us. We had to move our entire field of play in order to hit the zone within the pattern that we were throwing. Anyway, it was super awesome. It was super challenging, and it kind of ties into this freestyle 4-way play for purpose-driven movement. So one of the ways I like to play 4-way play is to do like freestyle moves and try to land them in the zone that I'm going for, right? Do I have an image of the yeah? So like here, zone 1 over here, you can see my cursor, right? Zone 2, zone 3, and zone 4. Those are big zones. They're like that big, right? But all you have to do is hit the corner. So what I like to do is I like to bring my dog around, move my dog into this area here, and do a freestyle move that lands in 1. And then make an out throw after the freestyle move, and hopefully catch that one. And then maybe over here, down in 4, do another freestyle move and an out throw. And what that asks me to do is to figure out how to line my dog up for this freestyle move, right? From wherever they're at. And it's very challenging. It's super fun. It's not the best way to score points, right? But it is super awesome for knowledge and ability. And so like one of the things I think that's really important is that monkeying around with this helps you adjust things for the wind. When you're doing freestyle, if you're throwing a flip, do you throw flips to your dog?
Yeah.
Yeah. And which of your dogs is the Frisbee dog? You have 2 Frisbee dogs?
Lola and Phoenix. I mean, Phoenix ain't that into Frisbee, but
Okay.
she can catch.
Cool. So, like when you throw a flip to Lola, you know that you have to throw the flip upwind or downwind, right? If you throw it with the wind sideways, the disc blows sideways, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, knowing that is one thing. Being able to do that on the run while, like, freestyle's happening, like, is kind of hard. Within 4-way play for freestyle, if you're playing 4-way play with these freestyle moves, each time you plan the landing, you're essentially planning the wind angle, right? If I set myself up somewhere, if I set myself up here for a vault, right, and I land in the 1, I've just very purposefully set up a line for the wind, right?
Yeah.
As soon as I'm setting some kind of line, I mean, I can use it for any purpose. So I think that's pretty awesome. Within the session we had Monday with that flatwork compass, squeezing that flatwork compass pattern into greedy, the practice at throwing different distances and like reading the dog and being like, oh shit, my next throw is over there. How do I get lined up so my flatwork compass works? It put an interesting layer of analysis and handling into the game. Yeah, and so like using 4-way play, how big is the field that you play in normally, Amy?
It's a pretty good size.
Yeah. This here is this is a 10-yard, I call it a sweet spot hashtag. So it's a 10-yard square with just like a yard or 2 of each corner blown out so you know where the zone is. It's a really neat organizational feature for a field. You can throw it down super quick. You can walk 10 paces, draw your lines, have something that approximates a sweet spot. And then you can play these kinds of games You can actually play the games, or you can use your freestyle stuff that you do to move around from zone to zone. But I think what's really cool about this is it places the focus for UpDog players right here on this X. Right? If the dog touches right there, that's good. That's a catch in that zone. You know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
this hashtag field really places the focus on that interior close edge for the four-way play zones. I think that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. Paint
Yeah,
the
you
field.
should. It's super easy, and painting a big field is like a pain in the ass, right? But
Yeah.
painting a little 10-yard field like that, pretty simple. A dog catch in the hot corner, that's really cool. Once you clear all four of these zones, once you get 1, 2, 3, and 4, the judge will call cleared quad, all zones open. And so whatever zone you hit last, if I hit zone 4 last, I can go zone 4 and hit zone 4 again. And it's super fun. And when you're doing freestyle, you can do a dog catch into the zone. You can make the throw from the sweet spot, jump in the landing zone or the catch zone, and your dog winds up there. Flips
Yeah,
and
that's
rebounds are pretty awesome within it too. Yeah, here, we can watch this. I forgot this was in here.
Ready, set, go.
Yeah, I remember watching this one a while back. It's pretty good. Cool.
45 seconds. Ready, set, go.
It's so quickly.
45 seconds.
It so quickly devolves into like it's so hard.
Ready,
to keep the pattern
set, go.
Yeah, I was trying a few patterns. Over, outro.
Ready, set, go.
Rebound. Again, trying to plan my
45 seconds.
trying to plan my moves, plan those moves into the landing zone can be pretty rough. But yeah, that's kind of a fun thing. I would recommend it for anyone playing UpDog. Try and set up your freestyle moves so you're standing in the sweet spot, and your dog lands within that corner of the catch zone, and then work on that and learn to do that very quickly and efficiently, right? You know, my dog is running in. I line the dog up right here. I do the through and flip. It lands right there. So I make sure that I set up in that position within the sweet spot so that my freestyle move lands in the zone that I'm looking for. It's kind of a great way to backchain transitions and learn how your dog lands and moves after tricks. It's a really interesting place. You put yourself in the middle there, place some focus on getting set up there with the focus also on the finish of the trick. And then that stuff that comes before it gets exercised because you have to get into position efficiently. And then planning where the dog lands and how the dog's feet land, literally so there's 6 inches inside that X, can give you huge knowledge about your interior sequencing stuff. And hopefully that makes sense to you.
It does.
Yeah, I think it's really powerful stuff. I love to do it. What is this, Shelby Wakenshaw? You are late, but you're here. You are here. We're hanging out with Amy Mann, aka Sage Paw, on the live stream here. So, Sage Paw has been following the live stream from Arkansas. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I wish I had the Phoenix area DiscDog logo when they came out. Was like a fan letter to a performing dog, and it was this really cute, cartoonish, real kid drawn dog catching a frisbee, and it was just the coolest logo ever. A lot like that. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. Cool. So yeah, Shelby, what's going on? Anyone else who's out there, please sound off. We'd love to hear from you. So fidgets. Do you do any fidgets, Amy? Oh yeah.
You see that?
Yeah.
Fine.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
Let it fall first. Yeah. That's awesome. Deneen, what's up? That's awesome. What did you want to talk about with fidgets?
I don't know. I mean, I know like 3 of them, and just don't know what else. Any ideas for that?
Do you know the Useful Fidget? The one where you spin it in your hand? That's the only one that matters.
That?
No, this one. Grab a disc that's fresh. This one here. Where you spin the disc and it spins. Here you can see the disc spinning this time. Where it spins in your hand. Yeah, you get it cranking real hard, and you meet it at the top, so it flies up. You meet it before it starts to fall, and then it's really hard in short things. And then you just let it spin in your hand. And so you can do something like boom, pow, and send the dog around, like as far as looking cool, right? You can just kind of look cool like that. But you can also like throw with it, right? So, shit. You can throw. You can make a big long throw, right? You can throw it quite far. But that and the Bilderback are the only 2 useful fidgets. The rest of them are just silly things you do with your hands, right? And they're outside of thinking you're cool and feeling like you're cool with the disc in your hand. They're not really that valuable. As a judge, in order for you to get like some kind of good credit from me for a fidget, it's either got to be like supernatural, like real stylish vibe kind of thing, or it has to be completely integrated into the throw, right? So like I can do this fidget here, sorry, and then throw, or I can do the fidget as I throw. So for you to get like really good credit from me for a fidget, it's either got to be something that comes off so naturally, oh yeah, whatever, man, or it's got to be like integrated into what you're doing. You know what I mean? It can't just be you doing the cool fidget, right?
Yeah.
And then if you do the fidget for a purpose, so the Bilderback, you can see that I've caught high, right? Now I've caught low. I just switched my grip with that fidget. So now my fingers are on top, right? I'll walk through it with you. I'll walk through it with you in a sec. And there is a video. As a matter of fact, I'll walk through it with you, and then I'll turn the video on, and we'll give the thumb roll to Staker. Yeah. It has to be integrated in order to get that credit. I mean, otherwise it's just a fidget, right? Like, it isn't that hot shit a thing. But again, the Bilderback, I've caught high, my fingers are on top. Now my fingers are on the bottom. So like I'll make a throw from a stack of discs, right? So I'll throw the bottom one, boom, don't do anything. I'll throw the bottom one, and I'll Bilderback for an overhand wrist flip, right? So I actually changed my grip. I don't know if you saw that. So that was super useful. So that kind of like usage of a fidget. So I got 2 discs. I make the backhand, boom. I go Bilderback, and now I'm in my overhand wrist flip grip. That would be some kind of a beneficial fidget. Again, I think the Bilderback is really the only useful fidget. That one, or the Bilderback in that weightless throw where we let that spin up like that. But the Bilderback, so you know this one where we do that, we bring it from the outside in. So we lift up the outside. Yeah. So it goes outside in and it rolls here and there. I think, I think that's the reverse Pavel is what I've called it. Pavel, I think, is the first one I saw do that. So it goes up to the outside, it rolls over, and then you catch there. Super small one, just a little warble. Real slow. Yeah. So once that's happening and it's going over, once it's going over, it's there, you just turn your hand upside down. There's just this little, it's so fucking funny. It's so funny. Once it falls, you just turn your hand upside down. You're gonna have to watch a video. I'll leave it off with that. And you know what's really funny? When I learned this, Adrian Custer was doing exactly what you're doing right now, Amy. Like, he was, and I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, oh man, Bilderback's got this fidget. He does this, and it rolls over his hand, and then he catches it here. Man, it's nasty. And I took my disc and I went, oh wow, man, that's awesome. And I walked off. It was super funny. If you keep working it, yeah. I think you just did it, didn't you? Did you start that with catch high? Yeah, you did. You did. That was, I saw it. It goes outside in. Oh. Yep. That was awesome, Amy. I saw it. And it's on camera. Here, let me pull that up. Let me see if I can pull up that video real quick. Bilderback.
It looked like it was out of frame.
I saw it. That's all that matters.
I turned my hand down, right?
Yeah, Deneen, you got it. Oh, no, you didn't get it that time. Linda, what's up? Oh my gosh, it has been a while. Holy cow. Good to see you.
Got it again.
Good to see you. Yeah. Yeah, so you can go catch high to catch low to catch high to catch low. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. That is,
Really awesome.
and Deneen, good job about no longer being Facebook user. I see you have friended Restream. Ooh, so anybody, you're watching on YouTube, right, Amy?
Yeah.
Did, yeah, there you go. Yeah, awesome. My little thing there is working. Sweet. Nice. Yeah, so Bilderback Fidget. Let me pull up that video. I'm sorry, guys. I'm easily distracted, and there's a lot of things going on. So, let me see here. Bilderback Fidget. Give you some nice slow motion stuff. Oh, Muppet Wushu. That's a great video. But we're watching the Bilderback Fidget. All right. Uh-oh. Hang on. All right. There we go. All right. So I'll let you guys... Matt Bilderback developed a fidget that was really interesting. I'll let you guys check this out. Most of the time, you see that we're catching high, turning upside down, rotating the Frisbee. All right. Most of the time, the fidget finishes in the same grip, here and back that way. They all tend to finish in the same orientation that they started. But Matt Bilderback created a fidget that totally doesn't operate that way. You actually switch grips. See that I'm catch low, so I rotate it, now I'm catch high. I'm not going to try to describe this in detail. Just notice that it goes from inside to outside, over the knuckles. And one key, you have to wait for the finish, and as you wait for the finish, you're going to turn your hand up to make the catch. Catch high, catch low. Super cool fidget, super cool. Matt Bilderback, I call it the Bilderback. I don't know what the heck he calls it, but he ought to get credit for that because it's pretty cool. It is pretty cool, right, Epi? It is pretty cool. And Patricia, yeah, I remember these videos too. It's kind of awesome. We're going through, so everyone watches these videos, right? And reads our work or whatever, or everybody who does that. Not everybody does, but anyway, you get the idea. And they take away from it what they understand, what they know at the time, right? And then they bookmark that knowledge. And the stuff that I put down on paper and the stuff that you pull off of that paper is not the same stuff. I only get to discuss this kind of interaction on our content and on our techniques and whatnot, like in a camp environment, right? But by walking through these things and applying them to what we have now, like what we did, Amy, hanging out and doing that fidget and telling you those fucking things are all dumb. The only one that you want is the one that spins in your hand, and the useful one, the Bilderback one, right? Kind of helpful information, and then to be able to demonstrate and walk through how that Bilderback works and how it can be useful. That's, I think, the benefit. So going back through this content, Patricia, into these old videos and dredging them up and kicking some shit around and attaching them to what I know now or to what we're doing now, I think is pretty awesome. Frisbee addict on screen. It ain't just me.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it could be, Deneen. So within Facebook on Restream, the names and avatars don't come up. A lot of people come up as Facebook user, particularly when they're in the DiscDogger group, and Deneen set our page. So yeah, I'm so glad you're hanging out, Deneen. We've been doing some puppy stuff. We had some really interesting things go down with well, you know Bob Niemeyer, right? So Bob's got a puppy, and we were working with the flatwork compass, which is a throw at 2 o'clock with the backhand, front position, a throw at 10 o'clock with the sidearm, front position, a throw to 5 o'clock, a clockwise pass with a backhand, and a counterclock pass with a sidearm to 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. And it was really funny. Bob's puppy, who's a toss and fetch dog and like zigzag dog, he's very young. He's too young to be doing as awesome as he is. But he fucking knows how this game is played, guys. You stand on the outside of the field, I go into the field. And I play in here, you play out there. And so we set up the first time we turned our back, so within the greedy game, you have within the greedy game, you have a throw over there and a throw over there. So I make the throw over there, I make the throw over there, the two flanking ones. And then in order to do the pattern, I have to turn around backwards and throw into the center of the greedy zone, the sweet spot, or I'm sorry, the deeper shot, the Y zone. And then block here and go sidearm into the sweet spot. And when we lined up to throw into the field, right, when we lined up facing away from the field, Bob's dog, the puppy, would not get into front position. He stayed behind Bob the whole time because the field's fucking back there, dude, and nobody's fooling me on that. And it was really funny, Deneen, you're working with puppy stuff, and one of those things that just completely happens that we're unaware of, right? Like that dog totally knew where the game of Frisbee was played, and Bob was standing in such a fashion as to not be able to play Frisbee. Look at you, Sage Paw. That's awesome.
Is that it?
I saw it. I did. I think that was it. It's hard to tell with the short. Are you switching grips? Are you in catch high and then catch low?
Oh, not on that, no.
All right, you got to switch grips. There you did.
No.
So it's very smooth. Once it's on top of your hand, all you're going to do is that. Just that. Yeah, it's a very, very subtle move. I think that's the problem with all the fidgets, actually, guys, is that they are they're just very subtle. They're hard to you can't do a lot of work around them. Let's see. What else can I pull up here? Anybody have any topics they want to hit on? I've been doing shows like crazy, so.
Hold on, I'm thinking.
Right? I'm thinking too. Let me see if I can pull something up. We'll refresh the home page and see if anything comes up. It's really cool, by the way. If I ever want an idea for something to talk about on one of these streams, I just go to the home page and refresh the home page.
Yeah, that's cool.
So here, I just refresh the home page. We'll come up with something good to talk about. Ooh, The Art of Canine Disc. I have like 5 or 7 copies here, actually. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. And that's a good one philosophically to talk about. Judging difficulty in canine sub-elements. That's a good article. reframing canine understanding doorways. Well, I got some shit to talk about now. Might be interesting. I don't remember which one 21 was. Pressure. So yeah, anytime I want to come up with something, I just go to the front page. I'm gonna see if I can actually find this video so we can watch it properly.
I'm still in the room with it.
Just give me 1 sec, guys. Epic stall, speed reduction, maybe. I have too many videos to it's hard for me to find all the stuff that I've created.
Yeah, there is a lot of videos. They're all useful though.
Yeah, I'm cool with it. I like the idea of having a nice library. It allows me to go back through this stuff. I mean, I can always go back through it and talk about what is happening or what has happened, right? Like the footage is always going to be there. Epic foot stall, epic stall. Is this epic? No. All right, give me a few more seconds. I'm going to try and find it by date. All date created August 20th, 2021. September, October, Epi Red Form, Marty Funky, Compass, Epi Favorites. All right, we'll watch it on crappy old YouTube. So, I hope there's some people here because I think this is an important thing.
Good.
So
Much better speed there.
yes, good man. Aus. Easy. Stall.
Hey.
See how fast he came in?
All right, so I'm gonna
It's not okay.
you're gonna fix that. He's coming in a little hot on that back stall. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna fix that. Aus. Ready? Snazzy twist. Boom, through. Good. Yeah, good man. Aus. Stall. All. Good, I can't reach it.
Yeah, you made him wait.
And all I'm gonna do to fix that, I can't reach it, is to not throw. Aus, stall. All. So that,
And Amy, I think you said it, but you had a Freudian slip there that changes the meaning of it. I didn't make him wait. He waited.
Yeah.
Right? I didn't throw. Right? And that little distinction in how we kind of interpret that is really important. So I gave him a question that he had to answer, and he got the answer.
in with a little more patience.
That's really
A
cool.
little more
Yeah.
question as
that.
to what's happening. Mine. It's actually the opposite side stall we normally do. Here, Epi. Ready? Ready? Snazzy twist. Wow, through. Bang! Yeah, so I'm gonna lock up with him. Aus. Stall. Good. Off.
Right,
Much
and
better
then
speed there.
strike.
Aus. Catch.
So
Oh, that was a good try, Epi. Stall. Good. Off. Good.
So the biggest problem with this stall move is the speed at which the dog comes in, right? That's the real problem. So bringing the dog in on the run, the dog has to commit to the target, and they can't just run up and bum rush you like Epi did on that first one. And what happens all the time is we wind up very predictable in our patterns, right? And so the dog doesn't question anything. The dog knows what's coming, so they're running at us and, it's a stall, rah! And they run and jump, right? And I don't want my dog, that autopilot, I don't want my dog on autopilot when we're doing things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm not perfect. I'm not going to put the disc on an autopilot's precision and timing, right? I need the dog to be actively flying the plane, right? So what happened there on that first one, Epi saw the stall cue really early and he went on autopilot and he just did the skill. But there's a disc in there, there's erratic placement, erratic timing, and his autopilot didn't go where it was supposed to, right? By not making the throw, I didn't allow the autopilot to engage. He had to fly the plane. And after a couple of reps of those, he did the thing. I didn't make him do it. He did it because that was the only way for him to accomplish it. And so I think this idea of creating a question within your dog, right? The simplest answer to this auto magic, to this autopilot problem is to create a question. I create a question simply by doing nothing. Ace of Hogan, what's up?
Hey, guess who?
Right? And you guys can read this. I'll link this in chat here. You did make it, Ace of Hogan. Oops, that's the wrong one. If you want a name, if you want a friend restream, so you can have a name on Facebook chat here. Yeah, this is we'll definitely hit on that, Patricia. Yeah, that is Sage Paw. So the article's a really good article. It lays out exactly what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure out if I want to try and talk about it or just read about it. So Georgios and I were talking about this, and he made a really interesting point, and I think it's kind of key. It's almost a philosophical difference in approach in disc dog freestyle. But Giorgio said, interesting how people drill the routine so that the dog knows exactly what is happening, and you want the dog to be perpetually questioning. It is a philosophical divide. And it's true, man. Throughout my routine, I want my dog to question everything. I'm giving a verbal specifically so the dog questions the verbal to find the answer in the physical cue, right? And I'm deliberately giving these cues and signals within that kind of question and answer discussion or dialogue. And and I want the dog to have the dialogue with me. I want the dog to start talking points and shit, right? I don't want the dog to blurt it all out and then let me deal with it. I want to have a discussion. Super awesome, Ace of Hogan. Deneen, yes, I am working with Bob and his puppy in the bike club sessions. Yep. Yep, we're not doing freestyle moves and stuff. We're really just trying to address some of the mundane mechanical problems that he has. He has a little bit of a give problem because the dog is catching awesome, running, playing, loves to stand out 15 yards away from Bob and go grab discs that Bob heaves out there. But that distance, the value on the handler hasn't been there as much as it should. So we're doing like mundane handling things. He's doing a good job of working through it too. It's just a lot of standing around waiting for the dog to figure out that, oh, I have to be in front of my handler in order to play. I did not know that. Bob's doing a good job of picking it up. But back to this question. I want my dog to question what's coming. When I tell my dog top and I show them it's going to be here, when I say top and I show you here, I go neutral very purposefully. So you say, what am I vaulting off of? At which point in time you'll see that vaulting trigger. You'll see the obstacle come up. And that dialogue and that question coming from the dog is really important. We have to do it together. Not throwing, best way to create a question. Can't chase it if nothing's thrown. Can't run if nothing's thrown. Right? All right, and I'll go ahead and get off on that. And if anybody has any, I'll leave it open if anybody has any questions. So let's see. Oh, I have it right here, right? Screen share, split screen. Bang. The Chihuahua getting in the live stream. So, So Patricia said, I think this is pretty awesome. I slowed Max's stall down with a scoot, then up behind me to back stall. I haven't changed it because I like some muscle memory from him. Maybe because I worry with age, I don't have a quick reflex for change myself. I don't know. I will give it a try. I would recommend that. Part of the ball work stuff, we're doing ball work right now in our cookie class, our patrons only cookie class, doing vault foundation. We did setup moves and pedestal work over the last few weeks. We're doing ball work, and one of the reasons that I did ball work, that I created ball work, was to address this problem that I had with Lele, right? Her trick before the stall was scoot. So I'd scoot and I'd stall and I'd look up at her and then I'd drop her off the front. We'd go through and we'd start our routine. That's how we started our routine. So she knew, quote unquote, knew a stall cold. And I was working on the skill, or a new expression of a stall. The stinkovator. I lay down on my back and I put my feet back here, and the dog jumps up and stalls as I ride my feet to where I'm laying on my back, right? So I got my feet up above me, dog runs up, hits my feet, and I ride them over. It's really cool. She would just vault off it. And so I cued a stall and she jumped off. I was like, what the fuck, right? And so I stand up and I'm like, stall. And I turned my back to her and she vaulted off. And then I went scoot, stall, and she stuck the stall. So she only knew stall because of its relationship to scoot. She only knew it contextually, right? And so that contextual understanding of the the stall as the thing that happens after scoot was a real problem. I couldn't even do a stall anywhere else because she didn't know it as a discrete concept. So I broke out the ball, I put stall on the ball, I did some tops off the ball, I did a rebound off the ball. And I did that 3, 4, 5 minutes, and boom, she was complete money. She did the stinkavator for the first time, a 2-year-old like unicorn type trick. The thing that I'm getting at here, Patricia, is that creating that contextual understanding can firm up the performance, but it also can reduce the understanding of the skill, right? You know, so your whole point of like sharpening up the skill so it's real nice and the dog is on point is being belied in the intellectual sense because the skill is getting tighter and tighter into you doing it perfect scoot, squat down, back stall. And hopefully that makes sense. The scoot that you're putting in there is a device that you're using to throttle down speed. You're using that scoot in place of flat work, position, pressure, a good solid trigger, things like that. So, yeah, that's funny, Deneen. That's super funny. That can totally be the case. We've been hitting on that quite a bit too, Deneen. Yeah, that's awesome, Patricia. I hope you get that. And I'm bullish on making things patterns, right? Like that's very important to make things patterns. But we just have to be careful that we don't buy into our own bullshit, right? We can't say the dog knows that trick because they do it within the pattern. And then we also have to be honest about why we created the pattern in the first place, right? And that scoot was papering over base level mechanical issues that you had. And that's awesome. Hide that shit from the judges. Don't let anybody see that shit, right? But the papering over of stuff and the leaving the wound intact is the problem. Yeah, I like the bus here, Ace of Hogan. It is pretty cool. It is pretty cool. Here, let's take a look. Is anyone on the busted cam? No. Nobody on the busted cam. Oh. Epi, I can't reach it. Epi, I can't reach it. Did you really miss that? Yes. Good man. Right here. Thank you. Mine. Oh, yeah. You didn't miss it earlier, though, did you? Who was chewing on it? We're going to have video. Oh, no, we probably won't have video evidence because I was just using the camera here. Fuckers. Oh, here, I got to show this camera. Fuckers. So, cool. Deneen, I was starting to talk about your watching the routine. Hang on. The dog questioning what I'm doing because I can't remember a routine. So we have this go-getter young freestyler. She's a lacrosse All-American. She's super highly coached, right? And she's a badass, right? Like she's a badass, legit badass. But she doesn't know what's happening out there yet. She's a really talented athlete who's stepping into a game and just doing the shit that other people are doing, right? Looking at it, tearing it down, doing it. So within her, when she makes a throw, she always picks up discs. she makes the throw and she jumps on the discs on the ground. And so she never knows where her dog is. She has no idea what the dog does after the catch at all, because she's so worried about picking up her discs and what she's doing next in her routine, right? And so when that happens, you don't know what the dog is doing. You don't have any prep time, right? It's a bunch of disjointed, broken pieces of performance. It's not one routine. It's I do this, and I make the throw, and I jump this shit. Click. Now I'm doing this. There's a gap in there that isn't accounted for anywhere. And so what's happening when you pick up your discs immediately, reflexively, or when you're super focused on your routine, is you have this piece right here, and then you might as well close your eyes, spin around 3 times, and pick up this piece over here. Close your eyes, spin around 3 times, and now where was I? Right? That's not cool. What you want is you want to send the dog around. You do your who and the ha, it's crazy town, right? And then you make your throw and you attend to the dog. And you watch the dog turn. And as the dog is turning, now you start working the dog before the dog is doing anything, right? And then from the beginning, the dog is coming to you and working with you. Now, you don't have a lot of time to pick up your discs, but you do have all the feedback and all the connection maintained with the dog to keep your path and your track. And, you know, okay, so I've just done that. The dog is coming and turning this way. Yeah, oh, he's not really in the right place, but this is kind of familiar. Okay, sequence 2, let's do it, right? You don't have those, you don't have that continuity when you're running around picking up discs. So that reflexive picking up of discs, Deneen, and the highly tuned focus to your routine could be a big part of that. Yeah, I don't want to watch my dog make the catch. I want to move. I want to see my dog immediately after the catch. I want to do all my moving. So if I make a 12-yard throw, that takes about 2 seconds, right? I make the throw, I have 2 seconds to get my shit together, and then I need to be where that dog is. Or I need to have had a historical observational perspective to know where that dog is while I'm picking up my discs and what it will look like when I stand up, right? So I'm not telling you to watch your dog catch. I'm telling you to watch your dog release from the catch. And it might not happen on the competition field within your routine, but historically it should. So I think what I'm really getting at here is when you're training parts of your routine, don't be like hyper focused on Susan, that girl I was talking about. She'd literally make her throw and the disc would get out of her hand and she would be picking up discs. We were doing the flat work compass. She had 6 discs. She didn't need to pick up any discs. And she couldn't see what was happening within the game with her dog because as soon as she threw, she was picking up all the discs, right? Ooh, this is a good question. So Ace of Hogan has a question. I have a question. When my puppy is tugging, should I let go and say yes or hold it and tug until he lets go? Which makes them more driven? The answer is yes and both, right? That's the answer. The question is different. I have a high drive dog. Which would be better, holding it or letting them win? I have a low drive dog. which would be better, holding it or letting them win? I have a high drive dog, which would be better? I have a high drive dog. I would like to tamp down his drive, which would be better, holding it or letting him win? I have a low drive dog. I would like to increase their drive, which would be better, hold it and tug until he lets go. Oh, and actually, no, you don't want to hold it and tug until he lets go at all. You do not want to do that. You want to hold it and tug until he takes it from you, or you give the give cue, right? So when you're tugging, the criteria is to remove it, yes, from your hand. So the moment it comes out of the hand, yes. Dog bites, there's nothing. Yes. It's when it comes out of the hand. So for the low drive dogs, you let them bite, yes, and you let go right away. And then you have a party. Oh my gosh, they like to chase it. A drop, yes. Roller. Oh, shit was awesome. They'll come up and they'll hit it again, yes. And then they'll hit it and they won't take it. And they'll go, huh? And they'll hit it a little bit harder. Yes. And you can see that I'm holding on to that a little bit. Once the dog knows that the key is to, yes, remove it from the hand, when they take it, and they don't get it, they get rah, and they tear it out of the hand. And once it's rah, they tear it out of the hand, then we can go into that tug. And we can resist until we want them to win or until we want to give the give cue. We don't want that tug to end with the dog letting go on their own. So hopefully that is helpful. Super, super important. As far as which one, do you want more reps? Do you want to drop? Let him win. Do you want to re-grab it and re-engage? Let him win, right? What kind of dog is he? Is he a tough guy? Don't let him win. Is he a weak guy? Let him win. Let him win 5 times and then give him a really big challenge, right? You want to play games within that. It's not a this or that question, Ace of Hogan. It is a yes and both question, and it is situational. Hopefully that's helpful. Okay, so we can continue with this. When he gets the toy, should I let him take it and have it for a while, or should I have him bring it right into my hands? What are you trying to do? First of all, right? What are you trying to do? Second of all, what is his propensity? Does he have any faults? So when I have a dog take the toy from me, the toy is only worth dropping at that point in time. So when I have my dog take a toy from me, I'm setting up a drop opportunity, a cued drop opportunity. So I let him have it and take it so that I can cue a drop and initiate more play at the time of my choosing. I kind of like when they drive it right back at me, but that can be a pain in the ass too. So I guess when he gets the toy, should I let him take it and have it for a while, or should I have him bring it right into my hands? I don't think they're either or, and I would only let him take it and have it so I could tell him to drop it so we could do it again. And him bringing it right into my hands, I like that, but I also like the dog to kind of work out there a little bit. So kind of a tough one. Hopefully that answers the question. Awesome. All right, so we'll get Deneen's here. I've gotten good at using the field and keeping moving. My challenge is committing to a fixed routine and committing it to memory. If I have a fixed routine that's built on successful catches, it's hard for me to become flexible within the fixed routine, within being flexible versus being flexible in the longer list of available tricks and sequences. All right, so backchain the routine. Backchain the routine, first of all. Maybe that'll work, probably not. So you want to start with your last sequence. That is definitely not going to get it. Right? So you start with the last sequence. Let's say you have 6 sequences. You start with sequence number 6. It ends in a dog catch. You do sequence number 6, you dog catch, and walk off the field. All right? And then you come out and you do sequence number 5. Sequence number 6, dog catch, walk off the field. 4, 5, then 6, dog catch, walk off the field. 3, 4, 5, 6, dog catch, walk off the field. That should be the only training you do, because you never forget your first 2 sequences. Right? Done. Done deal. Not joking, Deneen. And you're a prophet. And you're a complete prophet. So after you do that 10, 12 times, yeah, one sec, Ace of Hogan, I'll try and remember that. When you do that 10, 12 times, you know where all of your discs are. Your ending sequence has been done perfectly at least 12 times. Your second to the last, the penultimate and ultimate sequences have been done seamlessly 10, 12 times. 4, 5, and 6, pretty fucking seamless 7, 8 times. 3, 4, 5, and 6, seamless 4 or 5 times. When are you ever finishing like that in your training right now, Deneen? When are you ever finishing like that? When is the finish of your routine done perfectly with prophetic understanding, right? So the back chain, huge, huge deal. The other thing that I like to do is I like to write down my sequences on each disc. So I have flipping open, epic juggle, fakie to stall, repeating rear cross, make it rain, finish. That would be my 6 sequences. So I would write sequence number 1, flip open, sequence number 2, number 3, all on a disc, on the back of one of the discs. I would put that disc down, I'd repeat. And so in the USCDN, right before I perform, I write my routine 10 times. And I go through each trick 10 times, and I do that right before I compete. In between that and the back chaining, I've not forgotten a routine in 5 years. It's pretty friggin' awesome. I keep thinking I haven't even turned a disc over in 5 years. So I would recommend doing that, Deneen. I would recommend that back chaining idea. And then like anytime you're getting ready to perform, sit down and write your sequence down, or write your entire routine sequence by sequence on the back of each disc. And then at the very worst, you have a cheat sheet in your hand at any time. Hopefully that's helpful. I feel for you though. I used to really struggle with that until this back chaining shit. Any tips to teach a puppy to drop? Committing, let's remind me of that if I don't pick up on that right after this Ace of Hogan thing. So with the drop work, we do free shape and capture, then we predict in cue, then we call it wherever. So when I have a puppy, I make the roller throw or a bite and they take it. I get excited, oh my gosh, and I wait for them to drop. And when they drop, I mark yes, woo, we have a party and we do it again. We either roll or throw. So as soon as I identify key points within our game where the dog is likely to drop, so I have a puppy, I give him the bite, he takes it, he shakes it 3 times, he spins around and he lies down and then drops it, right? As soon as he drops it, yes, I throw a roller. He does that 3 or 4 times. I know that's a good drop point. I can then predict in cue when that moment is likely to happen. When the dog is running in after a roller, he gets 8 yards away and he seems to drop at 8 yards away. He's running in, he seems to drop at 8 yards. When I do this, I'll bookmark that. Essentially, that becomes part of my predict in cue. And I'll pick up 4 or 5 points within the game where I think it's likely that he'll drop, and then I will start to cue those points. And I will use the points where he naturally drops in order to get the drop cue initially working. And hopefully that's enough info on that. Otherwise, I'll talk too much and confuse everybody. But we free shape and capture, allow it to happen, watch it, take that intelligence from the free shape and capture and apply it to predicting and cueing when it's likely to happen. And then find a bunch of prediction points that are likely to happen with your puppy and only cue your drops there. And then once that starts to work, you can find more prediction points, expand your drop cue, or you can rely on your training and reward history. Hey, Facebook user. I don't know who that is. Regards to Poland. But yeah, I think that's the way I like to do it. Predict or free shape and capture, predict and cue. Transferring from hard disks or from cloth disks to hard disks. I do this as a cold switch. Everything, I'm using the energy level of the game and next as my cookies within, awesome Ace Fogan, within my DiscDog training. So essentially learning through play. While we're doing things right, more awesome happens. The play is amazing. Yeah, woo, awesome, awesome. Do the wrong thing. Right thing happens. Yeah, awesome. Woo, hey, yeah, right? So what I want to do is I want to take my game with those cloth discs, or if it were tugs or balls, right? It doesn't matter. I want to create a game with it, with that tool, the cloth disc, right? Or multiple cloth discs that's hot shit. Oh, that's amazing. I know how it works. I can make the disc come. I can make the discs. I can make my handler throw by dropping. I can make my handler give me a bite by giving eye contact. I chase it. I do all this shit. This is amazing. I can't wait to get out and do it again. Once I have that installed, then I go out with plastic and I make them do it with plastic. I keep the same criteria, lower criteria, but same key criteria. Removal from the hand, still removal from the hand. Eye contact is still eye contact. Teeth off is still teeth off. And then I use those criteria to build my game up with that new toy. Hopefully that makes sense. I think that's rather important, actually. How you doing there, Sage Paw? Amy?
I'm good.
I gotta make sure I call you. I gotta make sure I call you your YouTube handle so people know who you are when you're in chat again.
Yeah, I'm not really a talkative person, man, so.
That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool that you just jumped on the live stream too.
Yeah.
Hey, look at my look at my puppies. Yeah. It did take you a few times though, I noticed.
Yeah.
Right. So cool. The Facebook user from Poland, super awesome to have you here. I did want to drop this link that I'm posting, chatrestream.io/Facebook. If you friend them and do that whole thing, allow them to recognize you and whatnot, then we can know who Facebook user regards from Poland is. And I'm super happy that we have someone watching from Poland. It's kind of early there. So, yeah, let's see. I don't know. We got anything else? All right. Well, this was pretty cool, guys. First time we had a like unexpected call-in guest with Amy. Ooh, you know what? I need to create a lower third for you guys for guests, because you don't have any information. So like when I pull us up split screen, you don't have any information. So hang on, let me do something real quick. Do text thing. All right, and then flying, scrolling ticker. No, I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I'll do it some other time. It'll take me too long. Ooh, another good question from Ace of Hogan. Do you let your dogs play with other toys or only the Frisbee when a puppy adult? I don't like balls. I'm not a fan of balls, man. I don't like tennis balls. I don't like the way they bounce and move. We have bones for the most part, and stuffed toys are pretty available a lot of times. But no like high value toys are out all the time. I like toys for dogs. The only toy that my dogs should be concerned with is the toy that I have. And so that's kind of how I treat my game. I'm not concerned about other toys stealing value from my Frisbee at all. If they were to do that, I would use them to cultivate the value in my Frisbee game, like we mentioned earlier, Ace of Hogan, to drive that game so that the dog wants to play the game rather than just eat the toy or tear the toy apart or whatever. So I do let dogs play with other toys. I don't like balls because they move erratically and people throw them, and dogs do stupid things for balls. Just stupid things. And then with the pack situation, high value toys, certain dogs out, we can't have toys out. We often have low value chews out and available, bones and like Nyla bones and stuff like that. So cool. All right, well, what's going on the busted cam? Nothing. Is anyone else busted for chewing shit up down there, you bastards? No, I think you're okay, Ace of Hogan. I think it's just me being paranoid. I don't like the way they bounce, man. I don't like the way balls bounce. I don't like Chuck It, right? I don't like the way dogs run after Chuck It toys. So I think it's just a personal, I don't know, what would you call it? I don't know if it's quite OCD, but almost. All right, what do we got? Let's see. I don't have very much prepared. I have a bunch of things that I kind of halfway opened up, Amy, in the other streams, right? That are kind of almost, that I kind of talked about and didn't talk about well enough, but I don't want to do again right away because we just talked about them. Kind of a bummer, but yeah, yep. I do want to do some dog training stuff, Ace of Hogan. I do want to do some dog training stuff in this space. I'm still kind of getting used to how the studio's going to work. Some cool stuff like, oh, here it is. Right, got a little Nelson action. USDDN, 23 days. Spooky Jam, 39 days, 13 minutes. It's coming. But yeah, so just kind of getting my feet under me with this this production thing, and then hoping to move it. Like we have the shop over there. It's a motorcycle or auto shop, but I can train in there. And I have the field right out there. Oh, she likes Nelson, huh? Athena likes Nelson. I'm surprised, Deneen. I'm surprised. I don't go to Skyhoundz events, Ace of Hogan. I'm not a fan of the disc rules. I was one of the initial... I was the only person to speak out publicly when they first tried to mandate their discs only. And I'm not a fan of the rule set. I don't like that everything goes against the dog, right? Touch a line, no points. One paw out, no points. Blah, 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 no points. It's like the soup Nazi of dog Frisbee. No points for you, right? I don't think that's appropriate in Frisbee. Frisbee's an offensive game. We want our dogs to score. If the dog does everything but not touch the line, the dog should get the points, man, you know? And then the 5 disc thing is a bit of a problem for me. It's very limiting. It is challenging, but a challenge isn't the only thing about a performance competition, right? And 5 discs, very limiting. You essentially have to do 1, 2, 3 and out throw, or you have to be extremely creative with your drop queuing and disc management. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of Skyhoundz. It's a great game. People want to play it. It's awesome. Their toss and fetch field and game is really tight. It's very, very good contest. But I don't throw. I don't do well with mandates. I don't do well with mandates. I like UpDog. Yep, I'm a big fan of UpDog, and I like the USDDN. The real thing is, for me, the real deciding factor as to how much I like which event is which is who's in the judging chair. I think that's important as far as freestyle goes. I would happily play Skyhoundz Toss and Fetch. Again, I like the game. I like the rule set. But there's that disc. You have to use their disc thing, and I'm not a fan of it. Alicia, what's up? Tell Adam I said hey, and Rupert. Pretty cool. Welcome to the live stream. Happy you're here. Facebook user, go here. Oh, yeah, we can totally talk about that, Deneen. So, yeah, if you come through Facebook, you will be a Facebook user until you go to chat.restream.io/FB and allow Restream to interact with you. So Skyhoundz also doesn't have clear freestyle judging criteria. I agree. Not many do. USDDN does, but it's pretty narrow and it leaves a lot of shit out of the game. It's good. As a judge, I have to like cram things into those categories. And that's a little difficult. I'd rather not have to do that. I'd rather have nice objective categories. I think UpDog has the best category, and they're the best categorization and the best clarity and objective rules. It's pretty clearly laid out. The skills are legitimate. Collection by the dog, athleticism by the dog, disc management by the dog. So in USDDN you have the grip thing and retrieve, which are both covered under disc management by the dog. All disc management by the dog also covers refusals and drops at a distance and a whole shitload of other things. Yeah, drive, that's a good one. Right. Oh. Yeah, play wherever you can, Ace of Hogan. Play wherever you can, for sure. Like, I have a luxury. I've made a bunch of events, and I know what I want to do and where I want to go and how I want to play. You want to experience that. Don't take my word for it, right? Definitely get out and experience that stuff. All right, what else we got? I'm gonna probably prep up a few UpDog segments within these live streams. I run UpDog's judging, the games judging. Not all of it. I don't run it. I teach several people, or several classes, pretty much one a month, and the Frisbee discussions in UpDog things are amazing. I mean, they are completely on point, amazing DiscDog discussions. So the other thing, Ace of Hogan, that I really like about the Skyhoundz things, or I'm sorry, about the UpDog things, Skyhoundz has games, but they're very easily gamed. Yeah, I'm with you, Deneen. I'm with you. I'll pop that up on the screen here in a second. The thing that I really like about the UpDog games is that the strategy involved. There's strategy throughout the whole game. And that strategy asks the player to do something other than to react. The player has to plan and be methodical and deliver. And the dog has to follow the player's directions. All right? Bullseye, in theory, is a 360-degree game, right? It's a circle around you, you know? And you can throw this way, you can throw that way, you can throw this way, you can throw any direction you want. And what always happens is right and left and right and left and right and left as fast as you fucking can. And that idea of the game of, like, it's a 360-degree game. It's a circle. You can do anything you want. Very quickly devolves into back and forth. And the back and forth thing is a good thing, but it's a thing. Within UpDog, the similar game would be four-way play. And you have to get one of each four corners. So I have to work over here. I now have to work over here. And somehow I got to get to this side of the field over here and then get to that one over there, all while making sure all my drops are close to the sweet spot. Now we're talking about some kind of strategy that allows players to develop skills that are useful in freestyle. And so that's why I'm like real bullish on the UpDog stuff, is all of the strategies within the UpDog games can legitimately be employed within freestyle. Whereas if you do all the Skyhoundz games, you can move back and forth essentially, and you can throw to some distance, right? Or out and back. You know, you don't have those lateral movement, 360-degree strategic requirements that ask you to do more. Yeah, I'm totally gonna have to hire you. I'm gonna have to hire you, Ace of Hogan. I know I was gonna put your stuff up, Deneen, but dude, I just have to hire Ace of Hogan to make me feel good about myself all the time.
You need to do it.
Right? Totally. So, Deneen, at the core, it's all DiscDog in the beginning. Play with your dog as much as you can in all the venues, I suggest. I agree. If I weren't such a nonconformist and I weren't so irked by mandates, especially mandates on monetary or marketing angle, any of those, man, I'm not okay with those, man. And if I didn't have such a visceral response to that coming from Skyhoundz, I would totally play Skyhoundz. I have no problem actually throwing their discs. It's just I don't like to be made to. I think it's shitty. Yep, looks cozy and smart. Lots of books. Lots of books. All right. Well, listen, guys. We'll go till 11. So we'll go to 11 unless something like goes crazy and pops off here. I don't have really anything planned. Let me see if I have anything cool we can do. Can't just whip Bruce Lee out at any time, man. Can't do it. Can't do it. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, a bunch of players don't know that it happened in 2001, too. Like, I was literally the only person to say, no, that's not okay. You can't do that with discs. It's not okay. We were on a Yahoo email list at the time. And everyone was pissed. This is before the Skyhoundz discs. None of us had even touched the discs. None of us had even touched a competition standard K10. And we were supposed to compete in the World Finals with it. And nobody had even touched it. They didn't even have them out yet. And everyone was bent. Well, you know how Frisbee back channel discussion gets, right? Like, oh my God, did you hear this? And no. It was crazy. And yeah, totally, right? So that was going on, and it was a titanic piece of news, and nobody was saying anything. And I went out and totally shot my mouth off, and totally ostracized myself from Peter and Jeff. Made not very good friends with them. They didn't care for me much after that. But I stand by it, Deneen. I think you're right. A bunch of people weren't going to go to Skyhoundz with the new pre-routine thing, and then they all went. Everyone always threatens that shit. And I'm not threatening Skyhoundz by any means. I don't want to play there, right? I judge for them sometimes. I've judged Skyhoundz events since. I have no problem supporting my friends who support that venue. I have no problem with people who play that venue. Now, if you bitch about the things that everybody knows about that are funky with that venue, then I have a little bit of a problem with you, right? Like if you go in knowing the things that experienced players know about the various venues, and then you bitch about one of those things that we know about that venue, well, you know that. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, the Skyhoundz and the USDDN, AWI and UFO all kind of came out at the same time when Alpo dumped AWE. Ashley Whippet Enterprises was the organizational structure for the Alpo World Finals. when Alpo dumped that in 2001, Peter picked up with Hyperflight, and USDDN was out, and I think UFO was on the drawing board. FDDO was available at the time too. But yeah, it was a game changer, and it was super funny. The USDDN, when it came out, was really kind of pilloried and like put down because it wasn't freestyle. You can't tell me how to freestyle. And to be fair, there were only like 5 categories, so you had to do 4 of the 5 categories, and they were limited. So it wasn't as open as it is now, the USDDN rules. So it did have a point. I was one of the people that didn't like that. I didn't like the fucking freestyle, man. You can't tell me what to do. But yeah, that all happened when Alpo dumped the. Whoa, Matt! What's up, Matt's from? Ha, no kidding. No kidding. You're in Arkansas, right, Matt? Or are you in Missouri? You're in Arkansas, right? So I'm pretty sure Matt's from Arkansas. Amy.
Cool.
Matt, Amy Mann here, a.k.a. Sage Paw from YouTube. She's a long-time live stream watcher. She's been on board since the beginning. Newcastle, Oklahoma. Cool. Well, good to see you, Matt. Good to see you. And I know I'm not actually seeing you, but have you seen the PVybe app by any chance? Pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Hang on, do I have it? Do I have it here in my stingers? Let me pull it up real quick. Let me do this, and then we'll do this, and search for app. Come on. You got it. Wow, I make a lot of videos, guys. It's crazy. Come on. I'm sorry it's taken me so long. I need to get all of my videos in one place. App. There we go. Is that it? Yeah, here we go. It's my big stinger. Right? Super funny. But yeah, I whipped up an app from the WordPress company that does it. Really awesome. We should have instant messaging here real soon. Matt used to play Frisbee. He had a dog. Her name is Draken. Really nice Aussie. Matt was a student of mine, friend of mine. When was that, Matt? 2012 to 2016, maybe? 2012? Or no, earlier than that. Shit, 2010. Right? We did a lot of work online together. It was pretty cool. She's 14. That's awesome. Biscuit is 15. C is 15 now. Yeah, that's awesome, Matt. I'm glad she's 14 now. I was avoiding asking. I've had some rough conversations with people. A lot of good dogs dropping by the wayside, shuffling off this mortal coil. But yeah, the app is super sweet. I'm kind of waiting to announce it and to really get rolling with this live streaming shit until the actual instant messaging happens. There's a messaging app on it, or a messaging thing within it, and it's nice, but it's asynchronous, so you have to reload, and it's not really super functional as a social network until that is instant. And so I'm just kind of waiting. Q3 2021, it was supposed to be Q1 2021 or Q2. They pushed it back, but it's a pretty good development company. It's a nice app. Yep, certainly do know how to say nice things, Ace of Hogan. Thank you. All right. So looks like we got about 3 minutes. Any last minute? That's awesome, Matt. Is that the one you made originally? Is that the original one that you did 4 or 5 years ago? Yeah, we can talk about that, Patricia. That's a great topic, and we should actually hang on. I'm going to do that right now. Longevity. Longevity. Put that on the list there. So let's talk about dogs getting older and still playing. Matt will be 8 next year. He thinks he's still 2. I'm gonna play Apryl's video from the USDDN. I would like you guys to see a 10-year-old dog play. So give me 1 sec. Ooh, Apryl and Kiva. So this is a 10-year-old dog.
All right, and the judges are ready for Apryl Lee and Kiva.
No, we don't want that one. So 10-year-old dog. And this actually is small for him, right? So he's not leaping particularly high. He's not vaulting particularly high. That's awesome, Matt. But yeah, this is, I think all dogs at 10 can look like this, right? They shouldn't be broken and wonky and funky, you know what I mean? And of course, mistakes happen. We all have, great dog trainers are full of regrets, right? Like that's true. But it's our job to to keep them here, to keep them at this level, and they don't have to be old and broke, man. They don't have to be old and broke at all. We don't have to, yeah, right? Go Apryl, yay. So how do we get there, right? Yeah. We're totally, we'll throw that up. We'll throw that up and let that stew up there. So how to get there? Doing things properly, first of all. Making sure landings are solid. Having a sense of You need a kinesthetic understanding of the dogs, like when they land funky, what it looks like. And then you need to not do that. You need to not do that, right? Figure out a way to not let that happen. When it comes to scale, dogs that are really big. So Kiva, that was fairly decent sized stuff. I mean, a 10-year-old dog doing that, holy cow, that's huge, right? Well, he was a foot or two bigger on everything up until he was like 8, right? And what happens is the dogs physically are at their top from like 2 to 4, physically, like raw physically, just like 18 to 30 is that holy shit ridiculous athlete thing, right? Like where they're complete freak shows. And at 25 to 30, when they're on that downslide, if you're an older person, you know that athletes hit 30 and they were fucking done. Oh God, that guy's old. He's 30. Now we got people who are seriously competing at like 40, 45, right? But that super canine movement 2 to 4, and then they wind up slightly less physically able from like 4 to 8, but they're so much smarter. They're so much more efficient. They understand that discretion is the better part of valor. They don't make that stupid decision to try and get that thing that they can't get. They make a smart decision, and they become veterans with excellent athleticism. And then, you know, from 8 to 10 and on, that athleticism goes down. And so what you have to do, that makes me feel better. Max still wants to go high. Should we slow them to go lower or let them tell us the time to take it lower? Yes, you should. On both, right? It's a move it or lose it thing, right? So you don't want to do that artificially. You don't want to, here you go, Max, come get it, right? And throw them little baby shit. You don't want to artificially reduce that. But you also don't want to artificially, hold him at a threshold of performance that might not be comfortable for him. So, yes, you should do both. I would let them tell me when to start making those adjustments, though. And then I would try to keep it at an elevated level so that the dog continues to do it, right? We want them to continue to do it. Matt said Draken is, totally capable of catching discs at 14. Awesome, right? But we want them to be able to do it. And if they want to be able to do it, they have to be asked to do it, right? All right. All right. Check you later, Ace of Hogan. We'll see ya. Super awesome. Yeah, Deneen, let me pull that up. I think that's a really important point. There's a shit ton of knowledge out there on fitness regimens and routine, rehab in particular. If you know anybody who has had a dog who's done like good successful rehab, I would definitely pick their brains. I know a few people who have. I'm always looking to pick their brains. I'm not so far on the hyper-organized end of that. I try to keep it a little more. I try to keep it a little more simple. I keep the dogs moving. I look for balance in their movement. I run them balanced. Oh, this is a really big deal, man. Always running your dog clockwise, always clockwise, is going to have repetitive stress and what the hell do they call it? It's going to have structural effects. One side being down, one side being up all the time. I really like both directions of movement because I think it is a good balancing factor. It also allows me to find places where my dogs do land well, right? If your dog is running clockwise, they leap differently than when they're running counterclockwise. And leaps and landings, when they change, that changes the longevity potential of the dog. So. Yep, I'm just about done here, guys. I'm just about talked out. Yeah, Border Collies always do want to go, go, go.
Yeah, thanks for having me here.
Yeah, super awesome. And when you are here, Amy, just jump in. You're on the panel, like you're up here. I know you're little, but that's only because I think it looks better to not have the split screen. Split screen looks a little on a phone. It's a little small. But yeah, super cool. I'm so happy you called in. Yeah, right. She didn't mess around. So Apex has eye issues, a heart problem, and now also a larynx problem, but he still loves to play, so we play at his level. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the great equalizer about a Frisbee, man. And the Frisbee has like 2 levels of equalization. You have the hover and float that makes, everybody able to catch something further than they can, right? Enabling the old guys to catch discs at really old age and not being able to move around too well. And then we have the roller, like that second layer of equalization, where we can fire out rollers to blind dogs, man. It's kind of cool, and they can dig chasing them and going and getting them. So, yeah. And I want to get back to that point that Patricia mentioned about the age, and that's our responsibility, right? That's not doing 30 flips in front of your friends with your dog because it makes you look cool. That's recognizing, Patricia, Max isn't going as high as he used to. Let me restructure things a little bit, capitalize on some of his other assets rather than his bestial leaping ability, and we'll move on. You make that decision at 7, 8 years old, and you have a nice long career with a small dog. It's our gig, man, and how we approach the coaching aspect and the stewardship, husbandry, or handling aspect of making sure they're safe. That's where the rubber meets the road. Yep. Sit down to stand down, and sit to down are great for keeping the muscle tone. Anything that moves, man. A flat work, complete equalizer for older dogs. Moves their muscles, keeps them moving long, stretching, running, turning left, turning right, running on an arc, running on the other arc. Lots of running, not a lot of leaping. Lots of following the handler. What are we doing? We're switching. Oh, shit. Yeah, that's amazing. 3 minutes of flat work with an older dog, man. They're socked out. They've had interaction with you. They've moved their body balance. They haven't taken a shit ton of pounding. Flat work, huge deal for Let's Talk About Old Dogs. Leg weaves, yeah. Yep. Yeah, I really am a big fan of clock and counter movement, of this and that movement. Whenever I'm warming up a dog, I want to do this and that movement. I want to get that shit stretched out turning this way and that shit stretched out turning that way a few times. So I usually do a little bit of clock and counter flank. I pull the dog around clock. I pull the dog around counter. I rear cross in one direction. I rear cross in the other direction. I twist, I spin, I hoop. I do a little body over maybe a little stall through, and 15-second warm up. I've moved the whole dog around. Yeah, I agree, Matt. Dogs who do sports do look a lot younger than dogs who don't do sports. And that holds true as long as the handler is a good coach, a good handler, a good steward, good person. Ooh, those are good. Sitting up and down on a hill and tickling the belly to make them crunch up are great core exercises. Yeah. Core, definitely a big deal. It got to be quite a buzzword. I'm a little leery of going and doing like core strength exercises, 20 reps, 20 reps a week. I do it all the time. Get my workout gear out and we do that thing, like that real kind of militant thing. Because I don't know that we really know whether we're building the right pieces of the muscle or not, right? Functional muscles are different than visual muscles. Functional muscles are different than balanced or properly developed muscles, right? Application is what musculature is about. And I don't think we know enough to be fiddling around high repetition, super structured thing to develop those abs in the proper way. I don't know whether we know enough about that. But what Alicia's saying, dog's got a weak core, sit down, stand, pretty stand, pretty sit, proper down work, specific types of down exercises. All of those things can be huge for core. Yeah, I like tugs for Frisbee drive, Ace Fogan. I like tug toys. And I like tug for core, I like tug for behavior, I like tug for communication, I like tug for drive, I like tug for impulse control. Like I can teach just about anything with that, I think. It's a good skill. Yeah, it's super crazy, right, Deneen? Literally just, and so that's one of the reasons spin and twist are almost, twist and spin are almost always in my warm-up, and a clockwise arcing leap and a counterclockwise arcing leap are always are supposed to always be in my warm-up, my pre-routine. And literally just that can have an impact, especially when done as a protocol or frequently. It's awesome. All right, well, guys, I'm out of here. I'm going to play us out with MemeRoll number 2. Yeah, slow is definitely important for PT. All right, well, guys, I'm going to play us out with MemeRoll number 2. Ooh, that's, see, like, watch. I just feel better. Ace of Hogan, I had a blast. Thanks, Ron. You're amazing. Yes, I love that. Thank you. Good to see you too, Alicia. Tell Ruben I said hello, and Adam, super awesome. Patricia, good to see you. I hope Max continues to do well. We'll see you soon. Hook up with us on PVybe.com. Download the app. You'll get notifications and whatnot. Stay tuned to the live stream. See you, Matt. Super cool, guys. Amazeballs indeed, Deneen. We'll see you soon. MemeRoll number 2. Check you later.
Well, see you later.
CSH Paw. Thanks again.
All right, thank you.